Regarding the Mayor's Gala, Mississauga Council is going to limit me to 10 minutes, so I'm going to let Councillor Nando Yanika detail the concerns surrounding this annual fundraising event.
I trust the donors are aware, we're aware that when you gave $1, only 6 or 7 cents went to the entity. And I'm starting to think that they're not because of how tax receipts were issued. I wonder what rapprochement's been done with the charities when they now know, and I didn't know, I don't think a lot of people knew, that you had this grand fete for the city's elites, and at the end of the day, for every $1 that came in, 80 cents was consumed.
And when we look at Commissioner Breu's February 24th, 2011 report, she writes that in 2005, the ticket cost of $400, 50% was allocated for donation. And yet when you go and check on what actually happened, you can see that in 2005, the $400 ticket, only 24% actually went into proceeds. And the Commissioner continues that for 2006, the ticket cost was $500, of which 40% was allocated for a donation. And yet when you look in 2006, the proceeds were actually less, just 22%. That's difficult enough to swallow if you're a private individual. But imagine some of these publicly funded agencies over here who also bought tickets. So we've got Trillium Health Center here, $2,000, and that's got to be publicly funded money or donations that they receive from people. And now what they're doing is they're taking their $2,000 and flushing 80% of it, and only $400 go to the arts. And I would think that anybody who donated to the Trillium Health Center wanted that $2,000 to go into health. Now there's a March 7th, 2011 article in the Toronto Star. Police board spend thousands on Mayor's Gala, and I want to read some of the highlights to you now. The Peel Police Services Board has bought tens of thousands of dollars worth of tickets to private mayoral galas in Brampton and Mississauga using proceeds of crime. Minutes show, for example, that the board approved buying a $4,000 table at Fennell's Gala on February 20th last year on Fennell's invitation. A month before the gala took place, then board member Jim Murray put forward a motion to buy a second table. It was approved. A big player in Mississauga's real estate market and close friend of McCallion, Murray is one of the organizers of her annual Arts Gala. In 2008, Fennell moved that the police board buy a $6,000 table for McCallion's Gala that November. Now you remember October 2008, don't you?
Good evening. The world's stock markets answered a desperate call today: sell. They torpedoed into new territory as the financial crisis tightened its grip on the global economy. The Dow fell almost 370 points before closing below 10,000 for the first time in 4 years. Earlier in the day, the TSX plunged almost 1,200 points, its biggest one-day drop on record. Canadians fear their savings are sliding away.
As the real world debated recession or depression, witness the Peel Police Services Board takes $6,000 of public funds and lavish $4,800 of it on Mayor McCallion's evening of entertainment, food, and drink.
Also, there's another special request. Someone would like to move that for the Mississauga. All those in favor? Carried.
And the economy got worse. And by January 23, 2009, we see Brampton Mayor Susan Fennell vote for her own gala at this Peel Police Services Board meeting.
Item number 20 then is an event and from the special policy for the special fund area. Mr. Murray.
Mr. Koba, this year's recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award at the City of Brampton at the Mayor's Annual Gala for the community and for the Brampton community is the past vice chair of the board and two-time member of this board over many, many years, Mr. Webb, Mr. Ron Webb, and I think it would be appropriate if this board was to buy 2 tables to this event, primarily for that reason, but also to recognize that this might be a difficult year to sell some subscriptions to this event, and it's a worthy event that supports the community and supports the goals of this board. I would move that we purchase 2 tables.
Is there a seconder? Okay. Any other questions? Not all those in favor? Carried.
This was never intended, nor was it ever billed as, and nor was it ever sold as a fundraiser, Mr. Murray said.
And it was originally started to raise money for the arts and for the construction of the London Arts Center.
And nor was it ever sold as a fundraiser, Mr. Murray said.
Now in its 25th year, raised millions of dollars to support the arts, culture, and heritage in the community.
As Ted Woloshin should know, raised millions of dollars to support the arts, culture, and heritage is not the same thing as supporting with millions of dollars raised. To that point, Appendix 7 shows that the Mayor's Gala raised $3,637,000, of which only $768,000 was ever returned to the community in donations. The same appendix shows that there's $2,340,000 of the mayor's fund was donated to the Mississauga Community Foundation. So essentially you have a foundation within a foundation. And Councillor McFadden asked Mississauga staff, what year did the Mississauga Community Foundation receive $2,340,000 from the accumulated Gala funds? And how many projects with amounts have received grants from that fund to date? And Commissioner Brew's response is, the $2,340,000 was transferred from the city at the end of 2006 to the Mississauga Community Foundation. The city has no information regarding projects which received grants through this foundation.
I like your stabilization. I think it is the answer, one of the answers to the situation. And I only wish I knew about it before I turned my money over to the community foundation. Because last year I lost $28,000 out of my funding, and no interest on it. When it was left with the city, I was getting 3% interest on a couple of $1 million, which is nothing to. So instead, last year I lost $28,000 out of the capital.
As to Councillor McFadden's question, how many projects with amounts have received grants from that fund to date? Commissioner Brew had written, the city has no information regarding projects which received grants through the foundation. Easy answer, go to the internet. Answer is 0, nothing. Not in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. 0. Regarding the report by Commissioner Brew in response to Councillor McFadden's questions, the Commissioner writes that staff have completed their research and are providing the following based on information available in the city's financial records. What that means is that answers could be elsewhere, and they've limited their research to the financial records, and that's all. Councillor McFadden asked specifically about the receipts. She asks about receipts for 2005 Gala, the 2006 Gala, and also the 2007. And Commissioner Brew's response is, the city has no information to respond. There is a way of finding out about receipts. You just Google. Yep, there it is. How long should you keep your tax receipts? There it is, 6 years. So we should be able to get tax receipts from city staff and councillors who attended Mayor's Galas all the way back to 2004. And what you get is the Mayor's Gala website, and it looks like it's called It's a Full House, Kenny Rogers. And we just go through really quickly. And what we get is a picture of Brenda Brew herself in 2005. And there's Councillor Prentice. Let's keep going. There's the city manager. So certainly she'll be able to help us produce receipts for 2005. We've got Councillor Pat Mullen, and we've got Martin Powell, Commissioner of Public Works Transportation. Let's go to 2006. There's Ron Starr. Councillor Starr. This guy right there. Ken Owen, Director of Facility and Properties Management, also Director of Mississauga Corporate Security. I know he'd be happy to hand over a tax receipt. How fortunate. Who can help us with tax receipts for 2007? My apprentice, again, should be able to help us, former councillor. So we've got city staff for 2005, 2006, 2007, and councillors who could help us by producing tax receipts. Here's my tax receipt to the mayor's $350 a ticket 90th birthday bash. That easy.